Good morning, guys. Thanks for listening to Coffee with Christ. If you haven't subscribed, hit the button below. Share these with your friends. Share these with your lady friends, ladies. Yesterday's too. So if you didn't listen to yesterday, go back and listen to yesterday because we're talking about women. Yes, I'm a woman, so I love talking about women. I love an empowered woman. I love a godly empowered woman. I mean, there's a difference, guys. It's not about self and it's not about women are better than men, but it's about women being the best that God designed them to be and operating in their gifts and not trying to be a man, but trying to be the best woman and embracing her femininity and her calling and her power. And so I love that Jesus thinks like me. But really, I love that I think like Jesus on this subject because yesterday we talked all about the roles of women in the Old Testament and some examples and what we've seen. And I give you a lot of scripture references. I encourage you to go read those. And I'm going to quickly run through 10 things that was like the role and rights of women in Jesus's time. And there was a big change that had happened. So from what we've seen in the Old Testament to the New Testament. So listen to some of this stuff. It's kind of crazy. And so they believed in a private role of women. And they based that off of Psalm 45:13. So they also believed that the women's life at the time was mostly confined almost entirely within the private family sphere. They were not allowed to testify in court. They were categorized with the Gentiles, with minors, with deaf mutes, with the undesirables like gamblers and the insane. So they were not allowed to testify in court. They were not to engage in commerce. They rarely were seen outside of their home. When they were heavily veiled in the street and really prevented from conversing with men. Respected women were expected to stay at home. So some of the terminology for a prostitute would have been one who goes abroad. Likely women of the New Testament were illiterate because the rabbis did not consider it necessary for a woman to learn or to read scripture. They were separated from men in private, public, and religious life. They could go to the temple, but they could not stray beyond the women's court. That was later added because we know that because in the Old Testament, it never gives a description of a woman's court in Solomon's temple. They were not allowed to pray in public at the temple. They could go to a house of study to hear a sermon or pray. They could attend a wedding feast, attend a house of mourning, or visit her relatives. So women were not the thing back then. Like they did not have a voice. It was all about the men. They were expected to serve the man and with his needs and for his education only. So the fact that this is what I love about Jesus. He comes and he's going to stir it up. This is why Jesus is countercultural. And if he's not countercultural to you, then I would venture to say, do you study the real Jesus? Because at the time, he allowed these women, and we're going to go into that because I'm almost out of time more tomorrow, some examples of that, but to serve him, to minister with him, to minister to him. And I'm telling you guys, that was crazy. That was not done. That shifted it up. And so basically, overall, I kind of want to go over this. I'm going to wrap it up with a bow tomorrow, but the encouragement is be thankful if you're a woman right now for what we have now, the rights that we have, because there are women all over the world right now who don't have the same rights as we do in America. So we need to be thankful and we need to be praying and interceding for the women who are still oppressed in our world. And we need to take our energy, our empowerment, and use it for godly purposes instead of using it to then judge all the other women. Because how many of us know that women are the worst about this? I don't know. I'm not a man, so maybe men are really bad about it. But women are horrible. They're judging. We judge each other like, I can't believe they're working. I can't believe their house is dirty. I can't believe they go out wearing those yoga pants. They look like such a whatever. You know, I've heard it all. I've heard it all. We can't do that. We got to encourage one another. We got to love one another, ladies. We got to build each other up. And so that's the encouragement today. Think on this. Go study women in the New Testament. And I'm going to wrap it up for you tomorrow. And there's much to be thankful for because Jesus is the visible image of the invisible God. And he comes to show us what he thinks about women. So I'll talk to you tomorrow.